least they're going for it. Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2 is a brand new 2024 horror film directed by Reese Frake Waterfield, starring Scott Chambers. And at least, like I said, at least these guys are just going for it with this. I actually didn't hate the first one as much as everybody else on the internet did. Um, and the trailers for this one honestly made it look pretty damn good. So my theater actually got it for the 3 days. I went and saw it, and now I'm finally reviewing it. So let's go ahead and start this review off. Starting off with the good, and first of all, right off the bat, even though I didn't hate the first one, this one is miles better than the first one. It's got a bigger budget, so you got better character designs, better production value. Just everything about this movie is absolutely better. First of all, you got Scott Chambers as Christopher Robin, taking over from the guy who played him in the first one. And I thought that he did a really good job in this movie. I like how he was able to capture the trauma that Christopher Robin went through after the events of the first movie, and I thought that he was great here. He is kind of the final guy here, so I'm excited to see where he takes this portrayal of Christopher Robin in future films in this franchise. Yeah, really liked him here. Then you got the main creatures in this movie. First of all, you got Pooh. He's back. I really like the physical performance of Pooh in this movie. Once again, like in the first one, he doesn't talk a whole bunch, but the physical performance that he gives is really great. Then you got Owl. I love the design of Owl and the voice modulation on the character. The guy they had playing him is fantastic as well. And probably my favorite killer in this movie is going to be Tigger. I love the design of Tigger, and I love the energy that the guy playing him brought to the role. It's very clearly an homage to Freddy Krueger, especially with some of his dialogue, especially in the third act. But I really love the guy who played Tigger in this movie. Just such a fun performance. I'm really excited to see more from his performance in the future. And I love how each of the three main killers in this movie, they each have a bit of an homage to a different slasher villain. Owl is very clearly inspired by Pinhead from the Hellraiser films. Pooh is definitely the Michael Myers of the group. He's more of the hulking brute. You could even make an argument for Leatherface there. And then Tigger, like I said, is obviously the Freddy Krueger. Just really love the homage to the characters of past slasher films. And I really love the kills in this movie. Like I said, they got a bigger budget for this movie because the first movie did so well. So they were able to go way more insane with the budget here and make better kills, better action scenes, and a third act that just really goes for it. And I love the third act. It's set in the rave setting. I think it's all pretty damn great. The score is amazing. I love the score here. I love the haunting atmosphere that the score gives off. And also, they repeat a little bit of how they opened up the first movie with the drawing animation. They do it again here with this movie, and that's honestly one of the highlights of this movie as well, is the opening with the drawing animation. Just like it was a highlight for the first one, it's a highlight here as well, so points for that. But that's about all for the good. On to the bad, and there's still some stuff that I'm not a huge fan of here. First of all, every character aside from Christopher Robin is honestly kind of forgettable or unlikable. It's one of the two. I couldn't care less for any of the other characters here. Not even Christopher Robin's little sister, and I hate saying that, but I didn't really care much for any characters outside of Christopher Robin and the main, well, the animals. And then there's some scenes where the lighting is just so bad. I could barely see what was going on, especially early on in the movie when you got scenes set in the woods. It just didn't light very well, and I could barely see what was going on sometimes. Then there's a scene where you get the explanation of Pooh Bear and all the gang's origins. I don't know. I just feel like it was a little too weird of an explanation, I guess. Um, Also, it was explained in a very thick Scottish accent, and I'm sorry, I don't speak Scottish, but yeah, that scene just kind of, I don't know, didn't really do it for me. It wasn't terrible, it just wasn't exactly my thing, I guess. And then there's just the simple fact that I feel like they're still taking this concept a little too seriously. Now, they are planning to do a lot more movies than just the Winnie the Pooh movies. They got a Bambi movie coming out this year. Then next year they got Pinocchio and a Peter Pan movie, and then a crossover movie between everything. I'm excited to see where they go, but I feel like they need to go a little bit more of a horror comedy route because you're taking these beloved children's fairy tales and twisting them into dark slasher films. I feel like that should be leaning a little bit more to the dark comedy route, but that's just a nitpick. More power to this whole team, just going for it. I'm excited to see where they go, but that's about all for the bad. On to the final thoughts. It's not a bad movie, honestly. I have fun with it. Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2 is better than the first one, and I have a lot of fun with it, so I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. So that was my thoughts on Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2. What do you think about this movie if you have seen it? Let me know down in the comments what you thought about it, and I will see you all next time.